Hi, my name is Elizabeth Schmitt, and I am the founder of ATL Boards. ATL Boards is a candy charcuterie company based out of Atlanta, Georgia. And you might be asking yourself, what's candy charcuterie? Candy charcuterie is just a fancy way of saying candy board or candy platter. And I have teamed up with etuHOME to bring you something sweet and maybe a little bit spooky for Halloween this year. We're talking about candy charcuterie boards. And I have two boards here from etuHOME. One is their new pumpkin board, which is great for Thanksgiving, fall, Halloween. It's shaped like a pumpkin, great colors. And I also have this round black board. I've been really into sort of the black and white. I think it gives it like a fresh modern feel. So I think these are both great. I'm sort of the type of person that does not want anything out in their kitchen at any time. But with these boards, I feel like I would put these out, which says a lot. I did two different styles. I'm going to walk you through each one. The first one is more sort of the signature ATL Boards candy charcuterie style, which is taking specialty, hard to find candy and laying it out in sort of what I call organized chaos. There's a theme, it's patterned, so I'll talk a little bit more about that. What I try and do, like I mentioned, is lay things out in a pattern. So here you'll see like two skulls, two pumpkins. I alternated between an orange and a grape gummy bear and a grape and an orange. What I try to do is sort of start off with an anchor and I kind of work my way in when I'm laying this sort of thing out. And like I said, I play with patterns and textures. You have the sugary candy corns here in the corner next to a matte gummy. And then in the center, I like to have sort of a feature piece. And here we have two bones, two large gummy bones, and they're crisscrossed to add a little height and texture, and more texture here with some of these raspberry-like gummies. So this is more my signature style, but I wanted to make sure that I showed you guys how to plate a candy board with just everyday basic candy that you could get anywhere at any big box store or grocery store. So that's what I've done here, and I'll talk about sort of the method that I use. And you don't even need to really fill it up too much because the board is beautiful in itself and I feel it speaks for itself. So what I did was I took 3 different size bowls, and you could really choose whatever you have. If they're not circular, it would be fun maybe to put a ghost dish and fill that up, or any sort of shape, and they're in varying sizes, and I put them sort of throughout the board and filled them with 3 different things. I chose orange M&Ms, candy corn, because that's everyone's Halloween staple favorite, and then I chose these Rolos because they were foiled wrapped, and I liked sort of the bronze gold. Thought it was a nice color, a nice pop, so I chose those here. And then what I also like to use are the rock candy sticks. I feel like the texture's cool. You could lay them on top of each other. They're delicious. And this way I was able to incorporate black into the board. I know a lot of people don't like licorice. I personally love licorice, so that's why I incorporated it into my board because it's one of my favorite things. But this allows you to add black without the licorice flavor. And what I did was I took a Twizzler pull and peel, and I took one of the peels from the Twizzler pull and peel, and I took my rock candy, and I basically just wrap it around. So I start at the top, and you just wrap it, and you do it tightly, and you go around and around and around and around, and your string's gonna be a little bit longer, so you could just sort of pinch it together, hold, and break it off, and then you have a nice rock candy stick, and adds a little something. It's an edible element, just a little texture, adds a little bit of red. I think red would be a fun color to sort of incorporate into the traditional Halloween colors. What I also chose to do, we're talking about some basic candies, your basic Halloween candy here in a little pile, layering, give it some height. And I chose the Reese's Pieces because I like the orange on the outside. But what I wanted to talk about is you could really pay attention to so many little details and do so many little subtle things that just add and elevate the board. So I chose the Reese's that had the even corners, the seal, but they make them also with sort of spiky edges, which could be fun for Halloween. So you can add something with a little more detail on the side. You can mix them together, mix and match, do either or. So that's also an option. And then another thing I did, which is fun, is I took just sour straw candy. You could get this at the grocery store anywhere. And I took mini cookie cutters, and you basically punch out letters on the sour straw, and then you can write different words on the board, which is fun. So I chose spooky and boo, and then I chose 2020 because 2020 has been the scariest year so far for a lot of us, not everyone. So I thought that was a little fun thing to add to the board. It's an edible touch as well. And then I chose More Reese's Pieces because I liked the color on the outside. It was a yellow with the orange. But just to give an example of how, different packaging adds different things. They make a gold or they make the yellow with the polka dot, so you could choose either or, add different elements in. It's all about just layering and having fun, and that's really what this is all about. There's no right way, there's no wrong way to do it. You just, whatever your eye catches to, play around with it, have fun. That's the whole point. It just helps to elevate your occasion or elevate the holiday. And then I also have, just so you could see, some of my traditional ATL boards, candy boards here for Halloween, which are spooky and fun and sweet, and just to give you a little taste of what I do. But I hope you guys enjoy. I hope everyone has a happy Halloween and that it's extra sweet. And lastly, to add something super sweet to your Halloween, we have a little special guest. Hey, come on. It is, who are you? It's Queen Elsa from Frozen. This is my daughter Penelope. She's 3. What's your favorite thing you see? Candy. So it's sure to be a sweet Halloween, happy boarding.